Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and dreamers of all ages, welcome to the Disney Countdown Show.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
Hello, and welcome back to the Disney Countdown Show. My name is Megan, the magical millennial, and I am joined today by the ever so lovely and my wonderful co-host, the dapper Danielle. How are you doing, Danielle? We are recording in the morning, by the way. So.
Oh my goodness, and Danielle is struggling.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know what it was. I just slept awful last night. So I slept
no.
awful. I woke up and I'm stumbling to the kitchen. My breakfast is cold Papa John's, # not sponsored. And I was like, oh wait, I realized I'm out of caffeine. I haven't had any caffeine yet this morning. So it is just straight Florida swamp water, and we'll see if this wakes me up enough. I'm sure there's something in it anyway. You know, look, it is Florida water.
There's got to be something in the swamp water, right?
Right. So we'll see how this episode goes.
Okay.
Pardon if Danielle slurs her speech for any reason, but it's because she's overtired, and she's
not drunk.
Literally,
she's tired.
I set so many alarms, y'all. I'm that person of I will sleep through all my alarms. I had 6 this morning set, and I slept through all of them. And I just automatically body reflex hit snooze. And then finally I roll over and I have my windows cracked enough on purpose because I know myself so well that the window shades are cracked. So that way when the sun comes up by like 9:15, they are like, the sun is beaming into my eyes and it's telling me, Danielle, you have to wake up. So I turned over and I was like, oh, the sun's really high. Oh no. And then so I run to my phone and I was like, oh no, I'm sorry guys, I'm literally waking up, I'm on my way.
At least past you kind of sets it up so that you know, okay, I can actually see the sun now. I know what time it is vaguely, so you know that, okay, now it is time to actually get up.
Because I don't like other people when they wake up, and maybe Megan, you're gonna have to tell me if you're like this. When the alarm goes off, does your mind immediately click to, okay, I have to get up because this is what's happening today?
Oh no. And actually it's a good example of it. Yesterday, my alarm went off at 6:30-ish because I was going to do my workout, then go play some tennis, and then go to the parks, right? That was my schedule. Right. I had no idea what day it was when I woke up yesterday, let alone what I was supposed to do. So when my alarm went off at 6:30, I was like, why is my alarm going off so early? What am I doing today? Some days, yes, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I should get up at the time my alarm goes off. But no, babe, my alarm goes off at snooze time. I don't set my alarm for the time I actually have to get up.
Okay, that makes me feel way better because I am the same of like if I have to be to the airport or if I have to drop somebody off at the airport, my body can get up for that because I think it's in panic mode. It doesn't really sleep the night before.
Because someone else is really relying on you. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. But then when it's like, okay, Danielle, you have to do this. You have to be the big girl. Sleepy Danielle says, do you really?
Right.
I don't think so. And so, yeah, morning Danielle, no cognitive function, does not know ABCs, does not know how to read or anything like that. So it's a problem.
That's okay. You're part nocturnal, and you know that's what people love you for. That's what the people want. They want the random things in the middle of the night that they probably don't care about, but you're going to tell them anyway. So that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Yes.
But what about you, Megan?
I'm doing good. My life is a little chaotic right now. I've been telling my friends telling my family because I saw my extended family over the weekend, and I was like, listen, I am so happy to be here and see y'all, but I'm sorry if my mind is wandering because whenever I have something to do, like something dire or something I know I need to get done, I do get a little preoccupied. I overthink a lot. My apartment is in shambles right now. It is an absolute disaster. It looks like a flippin' tornado ran through it because I've just put off so much stuff for the wedding, right? And prepping for the wedding. So this last week has definitely been like catch up on content week. And
I'm barely even doing that.
It's rough.
I didn't even have
man.
a wedding.
But you had a family reunion. That's a big event, you know?
I did.
And so getting back into the swing of things is definitely, it's taking a little bit longer, but you know what? It's fine. I'm trying to like be easy on myself because I get really hard on myself when I don't get things done. And, we're working on it day by day. So one thing at a time is the motto for this next week. Yeah.
And I'll get into one, speaking of one day at a time, I'll get into that in a second. But y'all, while you're here, you might as well be following us over on the socials too, if you're not already. So make sure you subscribe to the show wherever you're listening. Follow us over on Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and Pod Disney on the Twitter/X. Or if y'all are watching these episodes, you can watch these episodes on Spotify, or you can also watch them over on youtube.com/countdown network. And we share that YouTube channel with all of our other sibling countdowns, theater countdowns over there, Christmas countdowns over there, and they're about to fully revamp the next season. Christmas countdowns on the way. Christmas started showing up in Target, I realized, and I'm sure Danny and Eric and them, they'll be talking about it fully in the new episodes.
Oh, even Disney is about to drop some holiday stuff at the parks in the next week or so here, which is
October
crazy.
1st.
I know. We'll get into that momentarily. Yes. But yes, please follow us on the socials. And I, of course, am the Magical Millennial _ on the personal socials. And she is the Dapper Danielle. And y'all, again, we're so sorry. We're at the top of the episode. We usually forget this, but I'm not going to forget this time. This week, we are counting down our top 5 tips for surviving and thriving Halloween at the Disney parks.
I'm wearing my Hocus Pocus
and
shirt.
Danielle is representing with her Hocus Pocus shirt this morning. I am not so representing with my non-dishwasher safe mug that went through the dishwasher. So the half marathon on the little mug got erased. But hey, that's okay because I have the full front still. And she is not going to go through the dishwasher again. For those who are watching on Spotify or YouTube.
The pretty art side is still there.
Oh, this is great. This is great. Unfortunately, I hold mugs with my right hand. So this is what shows outward.
Well, just have to take I don't know, maybe you could take nail polish remover and maybe wipe it off the rest of the way or something.
I might wipe it off. That's actually a good point. It's just the half marathon banner. Oh, and a little bit of the weekend that got messed up. That's okay. That's fine. I still got this side. It wasn't the best race. Sorry, not sorry, Run Disney, but
well, you can
I'm
tell
sure you got
the
that
mug was also
feedback.
not the best mug either.
No. Oh man. But yes, so we are excited to count down again our top 5 tips for Halloween at the Disney parks. We got some very, very good tips and tricks for you on, surviving and thriving Halloween, which is currently going on at both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. And of course, if you like what you hear, if you are listening, if you have been listening for a while and you're like, hey, this is a pretty cool podcast, or if you absolutely hate us, you can rate and review us. And it's a great way for people to learn about the show, get to know us a little bit more. So you can rate and review both on Apple and Spotify now, which is great. We have been getting some more Spotify reviews, which is really fun. And of course, if you don't want to do any of those, you can leave us a DM on Instagram, which we do read and we do see, but that's going to be on the Disney Countdown Instagram. So Danielle, I see we have a few reviews here. Would you like to start us off this week?
Yes, I can. Okay, hold on. See, the other problem with Sleepy Danielle is that her glasses, they, not that they don't work, but her eyes just do not want to adjust. Hold on. We are intensifying Zoom to 125%, and that way she can read.
The font on the Apple podcast is a little small, I will say.
Right? And I don't know why. But anyway, this one is from the Apple podcast side. So this one says, magic, memories, and mayhem.
Woo!
I love that quote already. Just... That's going to be...
We love the M's.
The M's, yes. Mm-hmm. This is when me and Megan are together. It's just magic, memories, and mayhem. Mm-hmm. And this one is from Abby Ann 97, and she says, hey, Megan and Danielle, I love your podcast, and I've been following you both for a while. I'm a recent listener because your podcast popped up on my FYP and I couldn't help but give it a listen. I grew up going to the parks, but every time I listen to your podcast, I listen to something new. As a woman who is also Star Wars lover, I couldn't wait to hear the podcast with Meg, and even got my boyfriend, a former Disney cast member, to listen to it. We listen to you guys all the time, both together and separate, as we are currently long distance. Aww.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed for lots of countdowns. What? It's allowed for lots of countdowns of our. Oh, it's allowed for lots of countdowns of our own, and I'm grateful for those memories with him and all the magic you guys have created. Keep sharing, shining, and sharing the magic. P.S. My number one Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith, and his is Return of the Jedi.
Very
I
nice.
love that so
Very
much.
nice. Oh, that's great. So yes, for fellow Star Wars lovers, that episode with Meg was so much fun. She's one of the most magical people ever, and we definitely enjoyed that one as well. But yay, thank you so much for
not to like
listening.
brag, but when everybody was in town, sorry Megan, you were not here for this round. But like Blake and Twin Sauce and them, Meg showed up, and we went to what was it? Where did we go? We went to Port Orleans French Quarter, and we got beignets. I did not realize that Meg had such an affinity for the Halloween beignets, and we can talk about that a little bit more later for those. But they are really good.
They look super good. I've been wanting to try those. I don't know if they're still going to have them when we go over there, but they look so good. Which, by the way, Danielle, we have decided to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge for the entire time that we are there in November.
Oh,
which is really exciting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they had good rates somehow compared to like all our hotels.
I think people are canceling stuff for some reason. I don't know.
We might have caught it at the right time because it really was.
I think you did because the parks right now be cray cray. Like,
yeah, and that's
ridiculous.
a race weekend, so yeah, it was nuts. So we're like, all right, let's do it. And that first review is from Abby Ann, by the way, and that was via Apple. So thank you, Abby. And this next one is from Elizabeth Clark, and she says, thank you for providing amazing listening material for the plane ride. Making my way to Disneyland for my birthday trip this week. It is also my first West Coast Disney trip. I'm glad someone included the DC Circle of Life cover. It lives rent-free in my head. To have that many Disney Channel stars in one place, all the vocal talent, definitely memorable. Thank you for all you guys do. P.S. I'm excited for the bread bowl with butternut squash soup.
I'm excited for any bread bowl.
Oh,
I'm so jealous of you.
Oh my gosh.
Have fun.
We
Have
got
a
some
bread bowl for me.
We got some good ones for Halloween, that's for sure. Elizabeth, I hope you're having a great birthday week if you're still here. Of course, if not, I hope you had a great birthday week. That is so exciting. And I hope you enjoyed your butternut squash soup.
Okay, this one comes from Ashley on Instagram and says, 5-star review. I love the podcast. I got my sister to start listening, and we do our own countdowns each week. I was at the parks earlier this month for my husband's first trip and got to meet Danielle. Oh, wait. He saw her and pointed her out to me because I've watched and sent him so many of her TikToks, and she is also a 5-star human. Oh my goodness. Stop. You're buttering me up like a biscuit. And she was with friends and took time to talk to me and take a quick photo and a hug, even though it had been pouring down rain and I was soaked. Everybody was. It was totally fine. And ever since then, he is now getting all of your TikToks and Megan's and now the countdown, and he gets just as excited when it comes across his page. Thank you for making the magic each week and for now getting my husband equally in love with Disney as I am. Oh, thank you, Ashley, and thank you, hubby,
Ashley.
and thanks you guys for taking a photo with me. Again, it doesn't matter the situation. You always can come over. You can always say hi. Again, it's only weird if I'm ever in the restroom and you try to say hi to me through the stall. That's the only way that it's weird.
Right. That's awesome. Yay. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, this next one here, let's see, hang on. Oh, this is from Liz. This is Liz. And she says, hi, Megan and Danielle. I found your show this week as I'm home super sick with COVID. I am so sorry. Thank you for giving me something joyful to take my mind off things. I'm on the Oregon Trail side of the millennial generation. It's interesting to see what intersects in our experiences and what doesn't. I started with the Pixar episodes. I understand there are lots of opinions. Here's my elevator pitch for why Monsters University is a top 3. It beautifully covers what happens when you wanted something so badly and put in everything you had, but you don't get what you wanted. Failure, quote unquote, and plan B is not the end of the world. In a lot of cases, it ends up being better. It's also hysterical. Danielle, the Beauty and the Beast musical, and particularly If I Can't Love Her, is really special to me too. It was the first ever Broadway caliber show I ever saw and the first pit orchestra I ever played. Oh, she's a flautist, but oh my goodness, that horn part is glorious. I had to learn to keep an iron grip on my emotions when it came up so I wouldn't be crying in the pit. And Megan, I agree. Emperor's New Groove is always a good idea. Thank you so much for the joy you have for Disney and are so willing to share. If I ever see you in a park, I'll definitely wave internally, and maybe I'll get brave enough to say hi. Keep up the fantastic work. Liz! And that was via email. Thank you, Liz. Really appreciate it. And I'll always feel free to say hello. If you ever see both of us, please say hi.
What I really love is that, I don't know, Megan, if you noticed it here recently, but I have been getting tagged more in like TikTok or Instagram, all these like reels and stuff. And somebody else did a cover of If I Can't Love Her. And y'all, if you listen to the podcast, y'all are the ones that know how much I love that song. The regular social medias, they kind of know, but y'all in the podcast, you have a more deeper connection, and we share a lot more here in the podcast with y'all. And you guys have been tagging me in so many things that reference the episodes, and we so appreciate it, because that's just telling us, oh, this person must listen to our podcast, because I don't think I've talked about that in a regular episode, a regular like reel or TikTok video or anything. So thank you so much.
We do really appreciate it. Yes, thank you. For those that listen to the podcast, I and Danielle, I've been getting a lot more. Hey, I love the podcast, and we listen to the podcast out in person at the park. So I'm like, oh, thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. So I've gotten a few of those, and yes, a lot. So a lot of people have been tagging me in a lot of Emperor's New Groove things lately. A lot of different bags that people are making, because Disney doesn't make too much Emperor's New Groove merch. They've been trying, especially with Halloween, and with Yzma being, of course, one of the best villains. They really have been upping their game with the Emperor's New Groove and merch just around that time period. So like the early 2000s. So yeah, I've been getting a lot of which thank you guys, by the way, because I love seeing all like the bags and the shirts people are making. They're all really, really, really cute. So thank you.
Yes. And we actually have one more here. This is from Abby on Instagram, and this one says, loving the magic you both share. Hi, Megan and Danielle. I have loved both of you individually for a while, and it wasn't until a video from the podcast popped up on my Instagram and I started listening to it. I instantly fell in love, and I have even shared your podcast with my boyfriend, a former cast member at Walt Disney World. We love listening together, and it provides us with lots of our own countdowns. We just started planning our Disney trips for both California and on a Disney cruise. Hashtag jealous. And thank you for always sharing the magic, and can't wait to keep listening to all of your magical countdowns. Abby.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Abby.
I love
so
how everyone's getting their significant others involved in these episodes. And
big fan.
I'm so flattered. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope your boyfriend enjoys it. And I hope you enjoy your Disney cruise. We are so jealous, because both Dapper Danielle and I have not been on a Disney cruise yet, but we are trying so hard.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there eventually. That's right. With all the ships that are coming into the rotation here, we got to get on one.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you, we love all your reviews. We so appreciate them. We also do have our wonderful Disney Countdown Show Patreon fam. You can listen live if you're part of the Patreon fam. Some of them do. And we actually do have one. We have another Patreon that just joined last week, and it's Nikki. Hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Okay. So Danielle, we have 200 paid Patreon members, which is a huge milestone for our show. Okay, that's big time. So thank you all so much for your support. Thank you for being here. And it is really, it's so much fun to get to know you guys, and we have virtual hangs every month. We get to chat with you, ask questions, play games. And of course we do have our Discord. So we get to chat kind of constantly, which is great. But seeing this community grow has been so awesome. If you guys don't know the Disney community, it really is a magical place, and it's a welcoming and safe space for people. And I'm very grateful and honored to kind of provide that space with the Disney Countdown Show. Right. So thank you all to our Patreons who are listening. Thank you so much for being a part of the family. And yeah, we just really appreciate it. So
our virtual hangout through like Zoom and everything will have just happened for the month of September when this episode airs, but we will be doing another one in October. We're probably going to be doing it closer to the middle-ish of October.
Yes.
Hopefully if plans allow. And I'm so angry. They did a virtual watch party of the Haunted Mansion movie. And I was not able to make it because I had to be in the park to be able to batch some content. And by the time I realized, I checked my notifications, saw the Discord, I was like, oh no, I forgot. I missed it. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm more present in the Discord to be able to see some more of that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, the Haunted Mansion. Was it the new one?
Totally the new one.
Yeah. That's a good one. Well, again, we really, really appreciate your guys' support. We have fun giveaways every month too over on the Patreon. So if you're interested, you also get access to the bonus episodes, which is a big thing. We do some fun ones sometimes. We're both on the same coast and we're in the park together, or we just have our extra, of course, 11 through 15 of our countdowns also in the bonuses. So if you're a paid subscriber or in the Patreon, you do get access to that.
Right. And if y'all have your significant others with you and you're like, okay, we got caught up. We need some more episodes. Just saying, those bonus ones, y'all thought we were entertaining over here. Some of those bonus ones, they get crazy.
They get a little crazy.
They get a little unhinged.
Yep. We get just a tad more unfiltered on the bonus episodes.
Still family friendly. It's just Danielle goes on more ratatouilles and you never know what can happen.
It's a great time. Yes. So if you're looking for that or some more Disney magic, we do have the Patreon link in our episode notes, or you can search Disney Countdown Show on patreon.com.
Yes.
Yee.
Okay. So getting caught up and something I haven't shared yet in the beginning of the episode and something we're going to have to figure out for scheduling. Speaking of next week, when this episode airs, at the time you're listening to this episode, y'all, Danielle is going to be in the dentist chair having all of her wisdom teeth removed.
Is it finally happening?
It's finally happening.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So, because if you've been listening a couple episodes ago, when I was out in California, like a week or two before, one of my back wisdom teeth broke, and I was like, oh my gosh, well maybe it can be salvaged. Maybe we can just put a cap on it. Like let's see. It probably isn't that bad. It's probably not that bad. And then they went and got X-rays, and they said, so we're removing all of them. And I said, wait, what? Like, can you explain to me why? And they're like, oh, well, that's just what you do. And I was like, no. I just need a why explain, because I'm not a big one for surgery. If I can avoid it, I'm not going to do it. And I had to go to a different dentist who I just saw a week ago. Finally could get into a different dentist. Brought her the X-rays. I'm like, so what do you, and before I could even finish my sentence, she's like, oh, so you need to get all 4 of them removed. And I'm like,
no.
But why? And so she explained it to me, and she's like, well, you have really long teeth. And I'm like, thank you. And she's like, it's great for your normal teeth. For your wisdom teeth, it means that your bottom ones are like touching your nervous system.
Yeah.
And that one being broken is allowing it to possibly get like infected.
Yeah.
And so we need to yeet those out as soon as possible. And we're going to go ahead and take all 4. And I was like, even the top 2? And she's like, well, let's just say you're going to be under so much heavy sedation to be able to get to your bottom 2 that we might as well go ahead and take the top 2, get it all done in one go. And your future Danielle is going to really like that. Current Danielle is going to hate that. But
yeah, it's going to be the short, I guess the short run, pain, the short-term pain for the long-term relief. You know what I mean? It's not really, you're going to be under, right? Like you're not going to be awake for this.
Oh yeah. No, she said you're going to, they're so
you're
close
getting
to your
anesthesia.
nerves. We're going to make sure you're out good. You're going to sleep really good.
Yeah.
And I've already told Mom, I was like, Mom, you are not allowed to record me coming out of sedation. You are like,
Danielle, but it's so funny.
I'm afraid to know about other Danielle, like, because y'all,
Sedated Danielle.
Sedated Danielle. Like, Danielle has not done, again, any major surgery. She has not had to do any major surgery. Knock on something. And I just, like, in general. So that's the side of, I don't know what side of Danielle's going to come out. Y'all just now learning about the heavy metal rock side of Danielle, and green beans gives Danielle some laughing gas and some pain medicine. Ooh, it could be real freaky, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be recorded. It can be so private. You don't have to share it with the world, but just to know what laughing gas Danielle is like.
See, I'll maybe tell mom and be like, okay, you can record a little bit, but if it gets weird, just turn it off. Just don't let anybody else know.
See, it could just be for you. It's okay. If it's PG, you never know. You might want to share it with the world. Who knows?
Which is, I am a very PG person in general, but again, it could be like Jekyll and Hyde. What happens?
Your alter ego comes out.
The alter ego comes out. The teeth go missing. Danielle loses all of her wisdom. She's no longer smarticle. We don't know. Anything is possible.
Oh man, would that be? I'm saying, Dapper Mom, if you're listening, go ahead and record Danielle.
It's gonna be paid content only over on the Patreon.
Actually, that's. Oh, wait. I think this needs to happen. I think you got to release.
My mother messages you all the time over on the socials, so just next time she messages, be like, "Hey, by the way, make sure you get this content."
Oh, I'm gonna message her today and be like, "Listen, Danielle, I know Danielle told you not to, but you have my permission to go ahead and film after she wakes up."
So yes, Danielle is very, very nervous about it. So say a little prayer for me as I'm in the chair.
The nervous part, you don't have to be nervous about the surgery or anything. That goes smoothly and you're out for that. It's just the aftercare can be a little rough because you can't eat for like a solid maybe 2 or 3 days at least. You know, that kind of sucks.
I told mom, I was like, I don't like soup. Okay, y'all. Like, if it is a soup, it has to be chunky. It has to be a loaded
clam
soup.
chowder. Like,
yeah, it has to be more like a broth, or not like a broth soup, more like a cream soup even too, right? Yeah. And I was talking to mom on the phone. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to eat soup. And she's like, really? That's what you're most worried about? I said, can I at least have like mashed potatoes? So
that's the next step after the liquids.
Well, not like normal mashed potatoes, but like the really overly whipped ones, like the ones you can get in the container that are Bob Evans.
Yeah. Easy
and it's
to
basically just fluffy soup, right? So
it's
mom
like
said
the stuff you mix with water because it's basically powder.
Almost. Yes. And so mom said, actually that would be soft enough and that has no chunkies in it. You could probably have that. And I was like, oh,
mashed potatoes from straw. Oh man.
So I'm just turned into a potato by the end of this surgery. So, it'll, you'll just be asking, so Danielle, how many things of mashed potatoes have you had today?
Yeah,
it'll be a lot.
And that's okay. That's okay. Whatever you got to do to keep yourself happy in that time, it's the recovery process that's not super fun, at least in the first couple of days. And then you start to go back to normal. It's not that big a deal. I took my now husband to go get his wisdom tooth removed a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago. And that was a fun time. Megan was playing nurse for a little bit because during the car ride he started to bleed all over himself. So I had to pull over and change out his gauze. Yeah, during like the car ride back home. Poor thing, who was like very sedated and
like my tongue is falling out of my face.
Yeah. I was like, okay, hold on. So it's. Luckily I'm like okay with blood for some reason. Especially when I'm like taking care of somebody else. Right. My own blood is a little iffy, but sorry for the gruesome chat right now, y'all. But that's it. We got to make sure Dapper Danielle is like prepared for what is coming.
And I don't know what I did not appreciate, y'all. Right, and dentist. I'm looking at you. Okay. You can't see, unless you're watching the YouTube version or the Spotify version, you can't see them staring directly into the camera right now. Let me just tell you, I need y'all to stop judging me every time I come in and they're just like, oh, you still have all 4 of your wisdom teeth? Why didn't you get this removed at the age of 18? Number one, some of us had multiple siblings and their families did not have the best dental care. Okay. That was not an option. Danielle still doesn't have dental coverage. She's paying for this out of her own pocket. Okay. It's not going to be pretty. Yeah, Buggy Boo, you better not have car issues. That's all I'm saying here in the next couple months, because I don't have the finances to do that. Number 2, Danielle has been working and hustling full time since the age of 18. And she wasn't on her parents' insurance after a while either. By the time that her wisdom teeth were to the point where she could get them taken out. So having to explain this every time I go to the dentist, and they're just like, oh, did your parents not love you enough to be able to like get your wisdom teeth taken out? And I was like, hold on. No. It's just like never been a problem. I've always been the sibling that has not had any problem with their teeth for the longest time. Jacqueline, Clarence, my 2 other siblings, awful teeth. Mine, no. I've had very little issues with my teeth.
Yeah. It's a hit or miss, you know, whoever gets the sensitive teeth versus the ones that are crooked. You got to get the braces. It's funny because my brother and I went through it at the same time with the braces, and we had pretty similar. No, he kind of had more issues than I did. He had to get stuff like rearranged in his mouth that was kind of weird. He had to get something cut up here, this like little like whatever this thing is.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
the little piece of skin that connects to like your top
lip and your
gum.
yeah. He had to get that. So I don't know what was going on there. Well, I've considered myself to be very fortunate in my teeth experiences, which is funny because I really don't like the dentist. I do not like the dentist at all. But and I obviously didn't particularly love the orthodontist as well. Going in to get my braces, you know, redone, rearranged. But my wisdom teeth experience was honestly probably the smoothest ever. Like I got them all taken out, went under, woke up. I wasn't even that loopy or anything. They just kind of like sent me home. Yeah. Wasn't that loopy. And I was fully back at it in like 2 or 3 days. I went back and played tennis and was just fine.
And that's why I also don't appreciate it. They're just like, oh, well, now you're older. You might have a weird effect to this. And I was just like, ma'am, I am 30. Don't tell me how old I am. Like, what are you saying? And they're just like, well, you're like on the geriatric side of getting your wisdom teeth removed. And I was like, hold on.
No. Oh, no. It's okay. See,
I don't need this negativity in my life right now.
Like, right?
I'm only paying you the money to take the teeth out of my face. Not be criticizing me.
Like, do they write up a different recovery process for you or what? That's
it just might take longer. You just got to make sure you don't have dry socket or anything like that. And
it's not like you're 40 years older than you.
I'm not like into my 50s and finally getting this done. I don't know. I was
struggles. 19 or 20 when I got mine done. It's not like you're that much older. Right. Goodness gracious.
I don't know. So that's what's going on with Danielle.
Yay.
So yes, that will be happening at the same time that she is, this episode's releasing. And so if you see content happening in that same week also, that is all pre-recorded. It is not, I don't usually like pre-batch my content like a lot, but I am pre-batching content currently for next week.
Yeah. Makes sense. Well, best of luck to you, Danielle, in your appointment and your surgery.
Thank you.
I think it's gonna go. You'll be just fine. It's gonna be great. Yeah. But yeah, there's not much going on in my world over here. I'm just
we're just both playing catch up still. That's really what it is.
Like I went to the parks yesterday to try to get some content. I was there for maybe 3 hours, and it really was just me walking around. Yeah, like trying some food, going to Animation Academy because I haven't done that in a while, and they do a special thing where they have villains drawings every other hour, which is really nice. They do a surprise villains drawing, and on then the half hour they'll do an actual announced Halloween character like Halloween Donald or like Vampire Mickey, something fun like that.
That's really cute.
Yeah, so I was able to draw Dante, which was kind of cute. From Coco, and yeah, so I got that video. But other than that, honestly, nothing too crazy has been happening. I'm going back to Oogie Boogie Bash actually next Tuesday. That's our second night.
Ooh.
That was the second ticket I got. So October 1st. And the costume has yet to be revealed. So stay tuned for the outfit reveal on that one.
See, I've been getting so many questions, and we'll talk about it probably a little more into the countdown itself. When it came this year and even last year, when it came to when Halloween season was happening, there was so much going on that I didn't grab tickets. I don't even know. I'll have to do that actually before we get into the top 5 to see if Halloween tickets are even still available. But they were sold out entirely for the month of September.
Yeah.
Maybe
Which
the
was
week
funny
of Halloween.
When we were there, they had plenty of nights available in September.
They're all
anymore.
gone.
They're gone. Okay.
And the first 2 weeks of October are gone. If there was anything left, I think it was the last 4 parties, but that was because they're up to like $250 a piece or whatever.
Jeez.
It's a
I don't
lot.
think
And
Oogie
that's,
Boogie gets up to
that's why I
200.
don't think I've really jumped on it yet either myself, because I'm like, do I really want to pay that much? And then by that time, Christmas is around the corner, and I got to focus on getting Jollywood stuff done. That's kind of the priority right now is the Christmas parties.
Yeah.
And you have to make those decisions. And then teeth. That was the other thing. That's also what's kind of slowed me down.
Yes. The health comes first. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
we'll see. If Danielle does get into a party last minute, it'll be very last minute.
But we got some fun stuff coming up for the holidays too, which is very exciting.
do.
I'm still looking into Jollywood. I still kind of want to go. So stay tuned on that front as well. But yeah, it's catch up time for both of us. Sorry, y'all. We don't have too much to announce on our fronts for personal news, but Disney does have some news. So why don't we get into that?
Yeah.
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news. Megan, did you see this? I know you've seen this video. The couple who bought the Fort Wilderness cabin and are turning it into a tiny house for them to live in.
I feel so out of the loop. I have not seen this video, but you know what? We're gonna watch it. Oh, this is a People article. Ooh, okay. They got it to People.
They have gone kind of viral, honestly, over on the socials. And they've been doing different things. They've been talking about how they have taken out certain things. For context, y'all, over in Fort Wilderness Campground, we have said before that the cabins are getting refurbished. They're getting redone. And currently, the cabins that were in Fort Wilderness Campground here at Walt Disney World were basically trailers, right? So they can be put on wheels. They're made by a mobile home company, and they can be rolled out anywhere. So this couple bought one because they've been taking them up. They've been literally locking the door, leaving each cabin as is. So with all the plumbing, all the furniture inside, all of the TV, the refrigerators, the washing machines, everything is still in this as it is, which is amazing. And then they've just been selling it through Disney's like auction sites and stuff like that, like through the actual Disney company, and they're just getting rid of these. Well, this couple bought it, and they've been going through and refurbing it. So like repainting the outside, doing cosmetic work to it. They've talked about how they fixed certain appliances that maybe weren't the best. It's been a very interesting process, and because of it, it's made for really great content because you're literally owning a Disney like hotel room in a weird way.
Yeah.
And you're not in Disney.
Right. So this is okay. Now I'm seeing it. Oh wow, this is really, really cool. Yeah. I had no idea they were just selling them. I'm like way out of the loop here. Wow.
They are, and this was happening earlier in the year. I don't know. I think they're still like going through the last half of the cabins. Not all of them have been removed off the property. These were the very first ones that got taken out earlier. And the main thing is they are not going to be mobile homes. They're falling under tiny houses because of the way that the structure is attached to the base in Fort Wilderness Campground now for all the new ones. It's really insurance because then it's not a mobile home. It falls under a tiny home and all this other stuff for hurricanes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It totally does make sense.
Yeah.
And it was time for an update anyway. These poor cabins, the amount of squirrels living in the roofs, it was a lot.
I'm sure there's like little feet pattering around up there.
Last time we rented one, right? My little sister is sleeping in the room with her husband, and they're in the pull-out couch over in the living room, and she comes knocking on the door in the back room where mom and dad, me and Clarence my brother are in the bunk beds. And mind you, those bunk beds are strong, but Clarence is a 6 foot something gigantic man, and he's sleeping on the top bunk I had to sleep on the top bunk because he was too big for the top bunk. And she comes knocking on the door, and she's like, "Everyone, there is something in the roof." And we're just like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Listen." And so we're all groggy. We all go out there and we're listening. And sure enough, there is something running around back and forth, noise. And it was either a really fat raccoon or a really fat squirrel. Either way, it's probably eating French fries from somewhere in Disney World. And he was hanging out up there. He was having a good time.
Oh, yay for the wilderness and the wildlife at Fort Wilderness.
They definitely be wildernessing.
Oh yeah.
And I know some people are wondering. Yes, they have not. They've done a very good job of removing very few trees in the process of getting rid of these old cabins and putting in the new ones. They're in the exact same lots, exact same layouts, and they've done a pretty good job of it, honestly.
That is so interesting. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So does this particular home that they're doing, this tiny home, does it have to move, or are they just going to live there? They're
probably going to set it up and put it on blocks, and it'll be their new tiny home. Okay. But it falls under the category of a trailer.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Just because of the make, how it's designed, it falls under like a mobile home trailer.
Got it. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's pretty dang cool. I had no idea. They're
cool.
They're making it look good.
If anybody has bought the houses, and if they still have the train picture that was sitting above the dining room table, or if you know somebody that has this picture that was sitting above the dining room table, can you DM me? Just send an email to thedapperdanielle@gmail.com, because I need that photo. I don't need anything else in the entire cabin. I just need the train photo. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Good on them.
Yeah.
I love it. Innovation.
Now, have you seen what's happening? Okay, this was like Harry Styles and Disney are launching some type of Fantasia collection.
I didn't know this was a Harry Styles thing. I just saw Pleasing times Fantasia, and I was like, okay, what's Pleasing? What is Pleasing? Right? Is that a clothing store? Is it it has to be, right? If it's Harry Styles, right?
It's Harry Styles like clothing brand.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. Not really a Harry Styles follower, but
me neither. That's awesome. Sorry to the fam that is, but yeah, I'm not either.
He's very, very talented. And he's very good looking, I guess. But I did not know that he even had a clothing brand. So this is exciting. I love Fantasia, love Sorcerer Mickey. So I can't wait to see what is going to be. Oh, wait. Okay. I got it. Wait. Pleasing. Signature creative and gender neutral style, offering a variety of beauty products, apparel, and accessories. So this includes beauty products as well. That's awesome. Okay, so I know that One Size did a Fantasia collab as well with makeup, but this is going to be clothing included. Big fan. Wow. I am very excited for this because y'all know Sorcerer Mickey merch. I'm still looking for it left and right, and I think this is going to provide a lot of that. So that's really cool.
Okay, and we did get some more. So Pleasing actually talked more about it over on Instagram, and they gave some more details. It looks like there's going to be a pop-up happening at the Galleria in Houston. So yes. Shout out to the Texas fam. This is your chance to be able to have something. And it's going to be on September 28th. Oh, so by the time this episode releases.
Yeah, that is Saturday. That's this Saturday. Yeah, so by the time this episode releases, it's opening... in a Disney oh my God, Disney Springs, September 8th, 10 to 11. Yes, we have Houston, the gallery in Houston, and then same day in New York, in Times Square at the Disney store there, and Sunday in the UK, because obviously Harry Styles is from the UK.
Right.
So September 29th, Disney store, Oxford Street in London. That's exciting.
Okay. See?
Clearly, we love the West Coast. It's fun. Thank you. No hard feelings. Whatever. But it will be at, I guess it's on Friday, October 4th, shop the collection wherever you are on pleasing.com or disneystore.com. So we have that to look forward to online as well, October 4th.
I am overwhelmingly shocked that it's coming here to Disney Springs. Like, very surprised.
Really?
And it is going to be a pop-up, so I assume it's like a collaboration with Disney, but it's not going to be Disney cast members working it fully. It's going to be like a half and half
Probably.
collab. And according to this article is saying that it's possibly the pop-up is going to be over at the old NBA experience.
Yes. Saw
In
that.
the store over there, which, I mean, makes sense. The building's been vacant for a good while now.
Yeah.
And, well, since 2020, it shut down. And it's just been sitting there empty. It's used as a training space and wherever they put storage in between. And so they're taking the store side and they're turning it into this pop-up with Harry Styles.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool. That's like, I'm excited to see footage from that and see what's available. So I hope you guys post all the things if you go.
I'll go investigate this weekend, and
yay,
that will be
bingo.
something I save and post next week while I'm groggy. So we'll see.
Amazing. Can't wait to see it. And then, so another Disney Springs news. Candy Cauldron is reopening with new frozen glaciers and alcoholic options. Now, I gotta be honest, I have not stepped foot in Candy Cauldron at Disney Springs. Danielle, are you excited for this news?
Okay, this is something we are very exciting with.
Oh,
because this location, we love Candy Cauldron. She is an icon. She is a pillar that has held up OG downtown Disney for a long time.
Oh,
right?
yay.
Ever since the West Side was built, Candy Cauldron, which is themed after the witch and evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's all themed around that. It has that early 2000s art style to it, at least on the outside. We don't know if that art style is going to still remain on the inside. And like when World of Disney kind of was originally, this kind of matched the similar aesthetic and style of the World of Disney from early 2000s.
Got it. Okay.
And it was the candy store. Now, what I'm amused by is that, okay, y'all, in all honesty, here in Disney World, most of the candy is no longer made on property, right? So come 2020, Disney had new contracts. A lot of them are made by third-party bakeries and companies outside of the property. And the big thing about Candy Cauldron was that so many items were made in-house. And it had a huge kitchen space. So my fear is that they removed the kitchen space to up the regular like storefront space. And so I will not be surprised if we see a little bit less of the making side of it. Like we will still probably have like some of the Rice Krispie treats and some of the caramel apples, but not a lot of the other treats are going to be made there. They're definitely upping the Goofy Glaciers with the additional adult beverages added inside of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that. Okay. Well, I mean, hey, frosty beverages with a little bit of that's spicy stuff inside. Hey, I'm not opposed to that for sure.
Right.
But the candy apples, like I'm looking at the picture of it, the cherry poison apple, it looks so authentic. Like it looks way more authentic than what we have over here. Like it's an actual candy apple, right?
Right.
With that glaze, the bright red, and it's kind of like reflective. We have more of the fondant look to ours where it's very matte. So this looks so good and very excited for you guys over there. I do actually vaguely remember seeing the sign for it as we walked by the last time I was there. obviously wasn't open yet, but I'm glad it's reopening. So yay!
Well, and it's supposed to be opening today as we're recording this episode. So you might see me talking about that one too.
Yay.
I'll go to Candy
yeah.
Cauldron first, and then I'll go to Pleasing afterwards.
Sweet. What a day at Disney Springs. Love it.
Wow. Yes. I'm actually, let me hold on. I'm writing
your
this
merch and
down
your
so I
food.
don't forget why I'm in Disney Springs, because it's still, Danielle's still, it's still too early for me. I'm going to look at this and be like, why am I going to Disney Springs again?
In movie news, y'all, if you haven't seen yet, Marvel did drop the trailer for Thunderbolts, which is going to be sort of the, not Suicide Squad, but a little bit like that for Marvel. It's a lot of the characters that we've seen, kind of not really the main characters in a lot of movies in recent years. We do have Bucky, obviously, leading the charge, as well as Yelena from Black Widow, and a few other characters in there that are kind of, they're the misfits of the group. And I gotta be honest, I had low expectations for this movie, but it looks really, really flipping good from the trailer.
I'm super confused by it because I'm
the
like watching.
anti-heroes.
I'm like, okay, I have not seen a lot of the stuff that these people were in, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, why are you here?
I'm gonna have to rewatch Black Widow. I did not finish Hawkeye, which I know a lot of people will be like, "What? You didn't watch Hawkeye?" Because there are a lot of fans
I guess
of that show.
plays a big part into this.
It really does, because a lot of characters are in it. Yelena had a super big part in Hawkeye, so I need to watch
which one's
that.
the one? Is it not Winter Soldier? It's the one with
Captain America and the Winter Soldier was also a show that I did watch that does have one of the characters as well. Totally forgot his name, but he was the fake Captain America. Like
he's making a big part of it. Bucky, I guess, is coming back to it. So that whole series plays a really big part into it also.
Yes. So Bucky's kind of like the leader, I guess. And then there's also Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Taskmaster from Black Widow, and the Red Guardian, who's also from Black Widow. There's a lot of Black Widow characters in this one.
Wow.
But from the trailer, it looks so entertaining and so good. I'm a big anti-hero person. Obviously, like Loki's one of my favorite characters. So I'm excited to see what this is all about. And coming off the trail of Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, this looks like a very fun film. This is going to be released next year in May. So I'll be here before you know it, y'all.
Wow.
But really exciting. Yeah, Marvel's got a big couple movies coming up they look very, very good. I'm excited. I'm not getting my hopes too high, but I am very much looking forward to this new phase of Marvel, with the next Captain America movie coming out too. So,
well, speaking of Marvel, and I know we mentioned somebody is going on a Disney cruise. You're going to have to be on the lookout for these new Agatha All Along drinks that are coming to the Disney cruise.
Yeah, which it's another fun Marvel show that I'm very much a fan of. But yeah, new drinks on the Disney Cruise Line. Okay, so we have, let's see, we got an ube coconut latte.
Ooh.
Yum. Pretty purple. And the enchanted purple lager. Oh my gosh, as if they couldn't just pick the best drinks for me, coffee and beer. Excuse me.
Well, you can have them, Megan. I'll just take some like a Sprite and add some purple food coloring and be like, ooh, here we go.
That works too. Very on theme.
Me going up to the bar, Megan's ordering the hard liquor, and I'm just like, can I have a Shirley Temple, but with a little bit of purple food coloring, please? Thank you.
Oh man, that's so funny. These drinks look very, very good. They've been introduced as part of Halloween on the High Seas. So Agatha is making her entrance to Halloween. Yes.
We'll see if this sticks around long, but that if it does, that'd be cool.
And it might just be for Halloween. She is also a Oogie Boogie Bash. We did go and talk to her in her new outfits over at California Adventure.
She looked good.
She looks great. She is just as witty and on it as ever when you interact with her. So I'll be doing that again next Tuesday. And I am a big fan of this show, y'all. I really, really like it. I was able to see the first 2 episodes a day early and can't wait for the ones coming up in the following weeks. I'm so excited to see this wishy journey has in
I think
store.
I realized how like spooky scary this was supposed to be.
Oh, they said I don't know who, I think Catherine Hahn hinted, someone hinted that it was going to be, there's going to be quite a few horror elements. And those the witch demons or whatever that were trying to like infiltrate the opening of the door, those were scary.
And I think that was me, is I saw clips of it on TikTok, because of course everybody's sharing the song. Like we heard the song at D23
so
and that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But then to hear it in the context of the episode and then everything else happening around it in the episode, and that's what everybody's sharing on the socials, I'm just like, oh, I like the song when they were just chanting. I don't like the freaky lady. Why is she doing that? Her body should not be doing that.
I know.
That's what
walking backwards down the stairs. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's really spooky. Yeah. But I love it. I think it's such a good Halloween show too. Gets you in the mood. Gets you in the spirit.
You be watching Agatha. I'll be watching Only Murderers in the Building. I can handle that.
That I also want to watch. I've started. What did I start? Oh, I've been watching our good friend Eric on Kevin Can F Himself, essentially, over on Netflix. It's been a blast. I love that show. It's such a genius idea. For those that haven't seen it, it was on FX for a few years, now is on Netflix, and I have been really enjoying watching that. He's very good in it.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's been fun. But yes, I'll watch Agatha all along and give you the synopsis, and then you can watch Only Murders in the Building. Is it too scary
for Danielle? Tell me out of like a scale from 1 to 10 how scary.
I'll give you an update with each episode. I can do that. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, well that's all we have for Disney news. Chris is also joining us today. Do we have a game for today, Chris?
Hi, I do have a game. Of course I have a game. First of all, I should mention about the wisdom teeth thing. I had all 4 of mine removed like 2 days before I started high school.
Really?
Which is maybe the worst time to do it, I think. When you're like trying to like put your best foot forward, maybe start over a little bit. I just had
make
like
new
these incredibly
friends, and
puffy
I
cheeks.
look like a chipmunk.
Yeah. My name's Chris. I can only have fluids for the next 2 days. I'll be all right. That being said, I do have a game. It's time for some more Disney filibuster.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah. So the way this game works is I'm going to put a timer up, and you'll have 30 seconds to talk about a topic of my choosing. Some of these topics won't be things you agree with, but that's just the way it works. I'm going to need you just to kind of talk about it regardless. So
let me take a deep breath. Game face. Here we go. Okay.
So we're going to start with Danielle for this one. For the next 30 seconds, I would love for you to talk about the differences between Disney bounding and Halloween costumes. Go.
Okay, so welcome everyone to my TED Talk about Disney bounding and Disney costumes. One, they're very different, right? So usually when it comes to costumes, you can go all out. You can dress specifically to look like that character. It falls more into the realm of cosplay, which we know is not allowed over at the Disney parks, right? If you're an adult. So you instead have to go by way of Disney bounding. By the way you Disney bound, it's through colors and concepts of a character. So like if you were going to be Belle, instead of just wearing the giant yellow dress, you would wear a yellow colored outfit with like little hints of like roses or maybe a book. That's how you Disney bound.
That was really good. Like that was so good.
Thank you.
Nice. You gave us some great information.
That was amazing and exactly correct.
Megan, you're up. I would love for you to talk. And this is whether or not you agree with it or not. I have that
caffeine. You have.
Okay.
I would love for you for the next 30 seconds to talk about why you think, or why I'm telling you to think, that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie more than a Christmas movie. And go.
Well, Nightmare Before Christmas begins on the Halloween town, right? Jack Skellington is the Pumpkin King. It is centered definitely more around Halloween. Oogie Boogie himself is literally a bug-filled thing. So very scary overall. They are trying to welcome Christmas or bring Christmas over into Halloween Town. So it technically is centered around the concept of Halloween. Just a little more scary elements in there. So I would absolutely agree that Night Before Christmas is a Halloween movie.
So we're going to jump right into you, Danielle. Counterpoint. Tell me why Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie as opposed to a Halloween movie. And go.
So yes, Megan, I see your logical point of that. Yes, it is a Halloween movie because it starts in Halloween. However, we end the movie. The climax of the movie takes place on Christmas. Okay, we have kidnapped the Santa Claus. We are switching out all the toys. Everything's going horribly wrong, and of course, Santa does save the day. So it's not even Jack. Jack is not even the hero. It is Santa is the hero and saving the holiday at the very end. And this one that scolds him, being like, "Stay in your lane, Boney boy. You stay over there." And that is why it's a Christmas movie.
That's a good point, Danielle. Well, great counterpoint.
Stay in your lane, Boney boy. Should be on a shirt, I think, right?
Stay in your lane, Boney boy.
All right, and we're going to end with Megan. Megan, can you go ahead and tell me how to get the most candy during Oogie Boogie Bash and start?
Yes, so you are going to head straight to the character treat trails at Oogie Boogie Bash. Don't even worry about those rides. Don't worry about Villains Grove just yet. You're just going to go through all the treat trails as soon as you get to that party, as soon as you can at 6 p.m., okay? And then, once you're done with all of them, you're going to do it again because the lines get even shorter. You can get even more candy. Trust me, those cast members are willing to give out that candy like it's literally Halloween, okay? So you go in, you get the handfuls, you bring your extra bag, okay? Bring your own bag where you can fill it up, and that's how you get the most candy at Oogie Boogie Bash.
Nice. Very good. Very good to both of you. Thank you so much for indulging
Thank
me.
you.
That was Disney Filibuster. Thank you so much for playing.
Woo! It always is so nerve-wracking, and then you like get to talking and you're like, okay, form the words as the sentences, try to be grammatically correct, and it'll be fine.
You know what? So not gonna lie, I was very impressed. We did pretty good on this one. Even the last game in the last episode, my mother listens to the episodes and she went back and she's like, "You and Megan did a really good job on getting the song even backwards." She thought we did a better job with the last episode than we have with like the regular Disney
Any other
songs.
ones? How crazy is that? Yeah,
That is crazy.
Know. Maybe we're just you know the
We're just
punk
that
and
cool.
the yeah, exactly, the rock fans that we truly are. You know.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Chris.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
you.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you. Well, that was a lot of fun. Filibuster's always a great game. Thank you so much to Chris again. And that actually is a good segue into our countdown for this week because we have our top 5 tips for Halloween at the Disney parks. And I am so excited to hear yours, Danielle. I am very confident in mine this week, which is a new thing. So, it's only top 5, y'all. So we're not going to be doing a top 10. So we split it up this week. But I'm excited to hear yours. Why don't Danielle? Would you like to go first with this countdown?
I will go first. Okay,
All right.
so number 5, y'all. Okay, so again, a lot of this is going to stem around Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party because that is what I am used to. That's what I'm accustomed to. I do think some of our topics are going to cross over because there's some similarities between how both of the parties operate and how you want to do the parties. But this is also Halloween time in general for like all over property also. So we're going to try to factor some of that in too. But
Yes.
number 5 for me is don't waste your time going and seeing Jack and Sally. So here at Disney World, at least. Okay, so let me add a little more meat and potatoes to that. If you love Jack and Sally, I understand. This is our one chance to be able to meet them here at Walt Disney World. But it is not worth spending 2 hours of your Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party to be able to wait to be able to see both of them. I love them to death. But I do think, like, if we're going to play the game, we should play that. Underrated, overrated. Overrated is the wait time for Jack and Sally at the Halloween party. People will, Megan, I don't think I can stress this to you enough. Like, so Jack and Sally meet regularly in Disneyland, correct?
Yes. For
Right.
Halloween, yeah.
For Halloween. And then he
And
even
Christmas.
sticks around for Christmas.
Yes, he does.
He does not here in Disney World. He only appears for the party. And
Hence why Night Before Christmas is, in fact, a Halloween movie. But anyways, yes, continue.
hold on. And so when you can get into the park around, I think, is it 4:00 now? Is when you can get into the park, I think, before the party.
Mickey's Not So Scary.
For Mickey's Not So Scary. I
Yeah,
believe
Oogie
it's
Boogie Bash
4
is
o'clock.
3. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was there at 3:30 and people were not able to get in just yet. So I think it's 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can get in as early as 4, and some people will not. They will enter into the park and they will head straight to
Bum
the
rush
Town
the
Square
line.
Theater,
Yeah.
and they will rope drop that section, and they will actually try to get to the nearest turnstile so that way they have less walking distance to be able to get to the thing. And within the first 10 minutes of the party, the wait queue will get to 250 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
And
what?
Right.
4 hours? Oh, Lord.
Right. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I love Jack, but he's not worth waiting in that line for. I mean, just really, if you do that, just really know that that's going to be taking up most of your party. That's what you're really paying for. That's your main thing.
That's, y'all, come to the West Coast. If you were that in love with Jack Skellington and Sally, just book the flight. Come on over. They're always here. They're always visiting.
Because I was there last, like, not Halloween, but not Christmas, but he was still meeting, right?
Yeah.
So I accidentally met Jack and Sally. They were just hanging out over there in New Orleans Square in their little spot, and they're just like, "Oh, is his line open?" Well, because number one, it was at night, and we're not used to having character meet and greets in the evening here in Disney World. And they're just like, "Yeah, he's still open." And I was like, "Well, how long of a wait is it?" And they said, "Oh, like only 15 minutes." I said, "Done." Jumped in that line. I haven't even posted those photos yet. So if you see those pop up here in the next week or so for the first week of October, they're not from this year. They're from last year.
I mean, that's how it can be over here at Disneyland, because they're just there all the time. Yes, there can be a long line for them, but it's not that long. They cut it off before it gets like really too long because there's no space for people. Oh, yeah. But yeah, he's always here. So don't wait 4 hours. And Mickey's Not So Scary. Please.
With how expensive the tickets are, and you're already paying like $200 some odd a pop, you might as well just be paying that to be able to go to Disneyland on a normal day. Truly. All day.
That's not even an extra ticket. He's just in the park.
He's
normally.
just there.
Yeah. So that's what we recommend. That's a really good tip. And obviously led into a whole conversation about where to meet them.
Yes.
How to spend your money.
But how to meet him, how not to meet him here in Disney World, but how to meet him over in Disneyland.
Yes. So great way to start us off. Awesome. Well, mine's a little bit different here. My number 5 is, and y'all, as you know, I am a West Coaster. These are going to be a little bit geared more towards Disneyland. It's just run differently than things are at Disney World. So my number 5 is research the treats and make your list and try your favorites, because there are so many during regular hours at Disneyland and California Adventure. Even at the hotels, they have special treats. So go, I always recommend either the Disney Food Blog or Disney Parks Blog, because they will have everything in their location. So that's the location and the list of treats, plus if they're new or not to that particular year. And make your list on your notes app or wherever you want to. And make sure you have your list. I don't think you can hit them all. I'm just going to be real, but you can try. I'm trying to. I've been trying to hit the new ones at least this season as a local. But if you're just coming for like the first time or just for the season for a few days, definitely do your research on those treats, because there are quite a few good ones each year. And you want to make sure that you're prepared if you want to try the specialty foods, because again, we got a lot on the West Coast. So that's my number 5.
I 100% agree with you, because even I didn't realize how many treats that there were here in Disney World that I still have not gone around to. And usually we don't usually do a good job on the Halloween treats. I need to really get up on that. So yes, that is a good one.
You do have more this year. That's for sure during regular park hours. Yeah. Which is great. All right. Number 4 for you.
Pretty good one, Megan. Well, number 4 kind of falls within that realm, right? And it is definitely do your research, but also this is a word of warning to say, make sure that if there's certain items that you want for Halloween merchandise and you have not come here to Disney World or to Disneyland, be prepared that it could be already sold out. So if you see it on DisneyStore.com, just go ahead and buy it now. Buy it this week. Get it. And so that way you can bring it with you to your trip. I'm not one that I usually do that, but this year in particular, I don't know what is happening, but everything's disappearing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Even the shirt I'm currently wearing, which is the Clarabelle, the three cartoony girls dressed as the Sanderson sisters. I'll be posting the video of me going from Animal Kingdom to Disney Springs to Magic Kingdom with less than 2 hours before a Halloween party to be able to get the last one in my size.
Yeah.
And the parks were swimming in this long sleeve. They were swimming in all the other Hocus Pocus items, and now they're gone. They disappeared within like the past 3-4 days, and it's going to be hard to be able to find some stuff now.
Yeah, the Halloween and the holiday stuff, one day it'll be completely stocked, tons of stuff, and the next sold out resort wide. It's kind of crazy. So yes, if you see it, get it. And if you see it online, also get it. Because you don't know if it's going to be there for your trip.
Or just be mentally prepared that if you are waiting and you're coming down week of Halloween, it probably will not be here.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks to say, but it is true. They can only make so much. So yeah, good one. Love that. Okay, my number 4 is so general. It's kind of crazy, but for both coasts, I believe. Yes, this is the fall season. It's officially fall, everyone. Happy fall. Do not underestimate the heat that we have in Southern California and obviously over in Florida. Yes. If you're going for Oogie Boogie Bash, make sure that your costume is breathable and you are able to either remove things comfortably if you need to cool off, or you are wearing a light costume, because let me tell you, September is one of the hottest months in Southern California, as we have seen. We had our one and only heat wave, well, fingers crossed, one and only, the first weekend of September, and it can get very, very hot. So if you're doing Oogie Boogie Bash and it starts at 6 p.m., it's still going to be sweltering, y'all. I mean, it was 90 degrees that weekend at night, and it didn't let up. So don't underestimate the heat. Make sure you are still packing your water, your electrolytes, your fans, cooling towels, hats, whatever you need, because again, yes, it is fall. We'd like to think we have seasons on both coasts, but we don't.
We manifest that for ourselves, but we don't really have them.
No, she'll stay hot through October. So that's what to make your trip comfortable, just make sure you're not actually packing for what you think would be a typical fall season. It's still very hot, in both parks.
My goodness.
So, yeah.
And that is a good one. And that is very, very accurate, actually.
Thank you.
What was it? I was talking to someone. They're just like, well, you don't have seasons here in Florida. I'm like, no, what we do as Floridians is that we turn our thermostats down to a cool 70 degrees and we light up multiple fall candles. This one from Target, I don't know what flavor this is, but this is hold on, I'm gonna find it.
It's cute.
It is hashtag not sponsored, but it's warm cider and cinnamon. And this one, this is how I make my fall, is I have to make a Disney smellitizer version of it, and my apartment is going to smell of cinnamon and of leaves, even if that's not something that's existent truly in nature outside.
Yeah. So you basically have to create a fall for yourself.
Yes. Yes. That's 100% what we're doing.
Oh man. Well, yeah. So that's my advice for, I believe, both coasts, really.
Yes.
Cause yeah, we don't have a fall season. Winter, maybe, but
hey, it gets pretty chilly for y'all over there in the evenings.
it does. And it snows up in the mountains, so we do get winter. Yes,
You do.
yeah.
All right, not bad, not bad.
What's your number 3, Danielle?
Well, my number 3 is going to be, okay, so we kind of already did like what not to do, what, like, if you see it, get it. And then for number 3 for me is knowing and understanding that Halloween is not celebrated across property here in Disney World.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So if you want to experience Halloween, we do have like the treats that are going to be available like at the resorts, at like select park locations. But we don't do trick or treating or anything anywhere else on the property other than the Halloween parties. However, Halloween week over in Disney Springs is where it's actually going to be happening. right?
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
they're free experiences. Disney Springs partners up with third-party entertainment, and we have stilt walkers, we have a zombie drum corps, if you're gonna go anywhere for snacks, oh my goodness, all the Halloween snacks
All
are over in
Springs.
Disney Springs right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Good one. Very good to note. Because yes, over at Disneyland we celebrate everywhere, right? Even
Yes.
downtown Disney. We have little, pumpkin Easter egg hunting, but for pumpkins. The pumpkin. Oh my God, what's it called?
Pluto's pumpkin.
Pluto's pumpkin. Oh my God, I even made a video on it. Megan, sorry, it's too early, y'all. Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit.
Yes.
And of course we celebrate in both parks, but not over in World. Okay, so definitely that's great advice from Danielle.
And just double check with the social media peoples, because again, they might not say it because they just assume that the video, and I'm guilty of this too, is that if I make a video saying, yeah, here at Disney, I'm not specifying if it's Disney World or Disneyland. Look at the hashtags, look at the locations that are tagged for that, because some experiences are going to be exclusive to one coast and not the other.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Good one. Okay. All right, my number 3 is I think it applies to both parks, but definitely to Disneyland. For in terms of scheduling to go for Halloween, try to go as early in the season as you can to avoid the crowds.
Which is we're getting a little late right now, y'all. By the time this episode airs, it's a little late.
Yeah, it is a little late. You can definitely tell now. I've been to the parks the past few days. It's getting really packed, really crowded. The lines are super long.
I don't know if you heard me say this in an episode, Megan, as I'm doing a rant two in the middle of your countdown. The fall break is happening for some schools.
Yeah, fall break happens. Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot about that. So we go to Animal Kingdom, and we're at the parking lot's at max capacity. They are parking and overflow parking.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, what is this? A holiday weekend? What's happening? And it's because the Halloween party was happening that night. So everyone else went to other parks, and it was fall break. Yeah. So there's so many kids are off school right now. So hopefully we'll get another little tiny dip here in the first week of October. But
it's tough to say though, because so same for the West Coast, fall break has started for some schools, and people really like to go in October for Halloween. That's when
they're not going to step foot in the park in November.
No,
not
usually, especially the first 2 weeks. No. So they want to come experience Halloween, and therefore they pick October. But early September is like the best time to go because, number one, yes, all the kids are back in school. So generally parks are a lot less busy, and it is before the fall break, but you still get Halloween. So, that's when I recommend trying to plan your visit if you're able to, because the Halloween crowds can get real crazy. I mean, I'm talking like Christmas crazy. So,
it's a safe place. It's a safer place to be for Halloween, right? It's more family friendly.
Oh, true. And in terms of like compared to other parks, absolutely. Or other places. Yeah. And that makes sense. So that's my number 3. What's your number 2?
That was a pretty good one, Megan.
Thank you.
My number 2 is, okay, hold on. I'm deciding if I want that to be my number 1 or not.
Oh, last minute switch.
Yeah, I'm pulling a last minute switch possibly here. Talk about the very last of the episode, doing a last minute switch. Okay. No, I'm going to go ahead and say it for number 2, because this I was not impressed, y'all. So Megan did say do a lightweight costume, right? But for me, I'm also going to say do any costume. I was horribly disappointed by when I was there getting this shirt and I'm watching people come in. Like there were some people that were dressed up and they did a great job, some great Disney bounce, some great references. And there's other people that I'm just seeing walking with t-shirts. I'm like, what's the Chapel Roan audio of VIP things are too good to do this.
Oh,
You're fun is what I'm thinking and screaming in my head every single time of you're paying top dollar to be at a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. You best be dressing up, because if you actually have a costume on and if you go hardcore on that costume and you look amazing, you're going to get triple the candy automatically.
Oh yeah, another way to get candy. Yeah, exactly. Bring a good costume or wear a
Bring
good
a good
costume.
costume.
Yep.
That's the way to
Good
do it.
point.
It doesn't have to be elaborate. Again, it could be a Disney bound. I just did a 30-minute filibuster about, or 30-second filibuster about it. And like, just do color blocking, show some effort. Don't wear just the normal t-shirt. Like I want to see some coloration. I want to see the storylining, right?
Points for creativity, but yes, getting dressed for the occasion, getting in the spirit is always a good idea at both parties. Oogie Woogie Bash, and Mickey's Not So Scary, and just for the Halloween season in general, you get bonus points for sure. Yeah.
You're not too cool. Everyone else is doing it.
For
and the
it.
cast members think you're cooler if you dress up.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. I like it. Okay, yes. Let's see that spirit, people.
Yes.
All right. My number 2 is going to be, and this goes for the entire park everywhere, don't underestimate the nighttime pics. Everyone wants to get a picture with the characters, the pumpkin, obviously Blinky over here, and we got Headless Horseman over in DCA, Cars Land. Don't underestimate the nighttime pics, okay? I guarantee your flash on your iPhone is going to do just fine. And also the lines for PhotoPass. You don't have to wait in the heat to go get your pic. The daytime pics are fine. They're fine. But do the nighttime ones because the pumpkin lights up. You got the characters in their beautiful costumes at night sometimes that you can definitely see with the flash. You don't have to wait in those lines during the day. If you want to, fine. But babe, Disneyland, we have no shade.
You're
in the sun the whole time.
We have the night mode on the phones now. We have the Photoshop. We can change the coloration.
You don't have to rush those pictures. Get them at the end of the day. It's fine. There might still be a line, but they're going to look great. I love seeing the ones that are all lit up and, it does come off just fine. So you don't have to wait in the hot, long lines during the day. Right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Cause especially in Cars Land at night. Oh my gosh. The lights are incredible. So I would capture that instead of just, the daytime pics, but that is just my opinion. So that's my number 2.
That one's a pretty good one.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
All right. We are down to it, Danielle.
We're down to number 1. So, but before we get into it, y'all, thank you so much for sticking around this far into the episode. We genuinely appreciate it. If you are interested in hearing more bonus episodes, bonus content, definitely check out our Patreon, which after talking with our producer, Danny, we didn't realize is the same cost of if you were like the basic Patreon is the same price of being a paid subscriber.
I think so. Is it the same?
We didn't realize that.
It's near the same. Yeah.
It's up to you. I think you get more out of the Patreon, honestly, because then you get to see more random content over there. But if you want to listen on the other one, that's totally fine too. You do you, boo. We're just happy you're here.
Yes. So thank you.
All right. Down to the number 1.
Numero uno.
The numero uno. The numero uno for me is going to be a little more specific to Mickey's Not So Scary. And that is, instead of going and waiting in line for Jack, when you first enter into the park, before the party starts, like head over to the Haunted Mansion, right? A lot of people want to wait and they want to do the Haunted Mansion before, I don't know, like not before, but they want to do it like in the middle of the party, but that is the only ride that will have a line. Right? So everything else will be like 10, 15-minute walk-ons, very easy. And then all of a sudden you'll have a random like 30, 40-minute line and it's only for Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
makes sense.
I suggest starting off your party, like be over there as the park is transitioning around 6 o'clock before the party starts at 7, because then they're going to start pushing out regular day guests. And the line's really simple. And I actually timed it perfectly last time, is I got in line at like 6:45, got off of the ride, heard the announcement, and the party officially started. And I was already inside the back of the park, and I started hitting all of Frontierland and Liberty Square, and then started my rounds around to get all my candy. And I was back over in Liberty Square again for the last parade around like 11ish.
Nice. Okay. Pretty good. I love that. That
was a little more deep niche. That was a little more deep cut.
That's
but
okay.
It's something of like, if you want to be time efficient in your party, that's my thing, is that the parties are so short.
They are
There's
short.
so much to do, so many characters, so many entertainment offerings. You've got to take advantage of your time. Don't be wasting on just one character meet and greet. Try to experience it all.
Agreed. Absolutely. And actually, I my number one kind of ties into that as well a little bit. And that is prioritize the Halloween things. Okay.
Yes.
So prioritize Haunted Mansion Holiday. It is virtual queue this year. It's not going to be next year, I guarantee you. So just this year, yes, wake up at 7 a.m., get your virtual queue, or do it at 1 p.m. Noon if you're in the parks. Is it 1 p.m.? Oh my God. It's 1 p.m. No, it's noon. Anyway, do it at 7 a.m. And then prioritize other Halloween overlays. If you are a thrill seeker like me, definitely prioritize Monsters After Dark. I like doing that one at night. Yes, it starts around, I think, 2 p.m. Oh my God, I need to get my times right, y'all. Sorry. Again, super early.
It's too early.
But
What is time?
I'll want it at night anyway. The fireworks, and even if it's not the fireworks, go see the projections because they are pretty good for our Halloween show. And yes, that is every single night. But on weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they do have fireworks included. And then on the Calvary Rancher side for Oogie Boogie Bash, prioritize the parade and the characters. Okay, I would not prioritize the rides. The rides are the last thing, in my opinion. Unless you're like super gung-ho, you bought the ticket to go on the rides with the short lines, totally fine, no judgment here. I would just go and see the characters that you wouldn't normally see anywhere else, like Judge Doom, Agatha, Hades. Like, it's just just prioritize the Halloween things, right? Because Haunted Mansion Holiday, yes, she sticks around till January, but what if you're only here for Halloween? Definitely you got to do that one, right? And so that'd be my biggest, my biggest thing if you're here for Halloween. I know it's sounds very, obvious, but some people,
Y'all would be
people don't.
surprised
Yeah.
by the amount of things me and Megan hear. And a lot of this, if you are somebody that's been to the Disney parks multiple times, you're just like, well, yeah, a lot of what Megan and Danielle are saying are common knowledge. It's not.
Yeah, especially for people who are visiting for the first time on both coasts.
Or they, either
Or
first time on both
they just don't know
coasts,
what's there, Yeah.
or they've never been here for a holiday season.
Yeah.
Or they could just be Delulu and just think that their way is correct, even though it's not. I can't even get down that road. It's fine.
But yeah, no, exactly. We all have, different things that we want to do and see, but the Halloween season is very special and we do have special things for it. So I always just recommend prioritize all of those things because you are not going to get to see it anytime, other time of the year. So that's my number one right there.
All right. I think that was a pretty good list. I feel like we
I think
covered
so, too.
a lot of things. And yes, I would say in style of what we were talking about, even though mine was a little more specific to the world side, the same concepts were consistent for both coasts.
They were. I agree. Yes, they definitely could be applied to both, which I'm very proud of. So yay.
Very good.
All right. Well, thank you all again so much for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed. We hope our tips help you on your trips coming up for Halloween. We might even get into the holiday season a little bit here as well. And I think some of these actually apply to the holidays too. But
We do.
again, we appreciate you listening, and we hope that you're having a fantastic week. We got another countdown for you coming next week. I believe we're doing another top 5, so stay tuned for that. But until we see you next time, have a very magical day.
And night night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. Oh,
Hooray!
Now I'm thinking about Halloween snacks, and I'm like, oh gosh, I need to go get this now. I need to go
Right.
get this.
Right.
I need to my Disney Springs list because, like I said, most of them are over there. I got to add it to the list. Besides just Candy Cauldron, I got to see the other Halloween.
I know.
Snacks.
I gotta say, I had the lava cake from Clarabelle's yesterday. Oh my God. Okay. I was just shocked at that thing. So it's a lava cake, right? It's like that big. It's like a good lava cake. Ice cream, strawberry sauce galore with strawberries and raspberries on the side. $7. $7.
$7?
Less than a sundae. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that we get excited over $7, but anything under $12.99 make me holla.
With for lava cake and ice cream, excuse me, with fruit, like real fruit.
Boo to you. That is the deal of the year.
That's what I'm saying. I looked at the screen and I'm like, it said $6.99. I'm like, excuse me?
So
For real?
it's $7 with tax.
That's $7 with tax. I know.
Amazing. I'm so happy for you.
I'm just like, well, are you sure you wrote that down right? That's with ice cream, right? I'm not just getting the cake. No, it was great. So I have a video coming on that soon. And
so good.
Because they've raised the prices everywhere else, and I'm just like, I was pleased with that one.
That's a good one. Again, it's unfortunate we get excited about that, but that was a good one.
It's something to get excited about. I'm not embarrassed by it at all.
To have your name at the end of our new episodes and to receive a bunch of magical perks, please check out our Patreon via the link in the episode notes.
Or visit patreon.com/Disney Countdown Show. We'll see you there.